Children's Environmental Health Day this year is on Thursday, October 14th. It is on the second Thursday of every October each year. And we've been celebrating since 2016. The Children's Environmental Health Network staff have helped to facilitate CEH Day, but it was founded by a larger coalition of child health advocates and is really a platform for any children's environmental health advocates and champions. It's a day focused on driving action to improve health outcomes for all children, but it's also focused on celebrating the movement's wins over the past year and bringing out some new opportunities for collaboration and discussing the challenges that we see coming up in the road ahead.
It's that environmental healthy childcare. They're having a childcare health day, environmental health day.
Wonderful. That's great. That fits in perfectly. CEH Day Partners. So partners play a crucial role in Children's Environmental Health Day. We work through engagement, motivation, and participation. CEH Day Partners really help to collectively amplify the issues of children's environmental health concerns. So historically, partners have been focused on public health, healthcare, housing, healthy childcare, national school organizations, health advocacy organizations, environmental organizations, child advocacy groups, equity environmental groups, youth-led climate action, sustainable business, plenty from other sectors too. It's really broad. In 2020, there were 55 official CEH Day partners, and we've been growing a bit every year. So partners can be individuals, national, state, or grassroots organizations, offices, businesses, or coalitions. And really, it's anyone who's advocating for clean air, clean water, safer food and products, and healthier places for kids to live, learn, and play. And who wants to be involved in CEH Day. It's the most basic piece. So becoming a CEH Day partner, really the greatest benefit is providing a platform for any children's environmental health work. We know children's environmental health is touched by so many fields and interests, and this is a great way to find and amplify that common ground and increase your reach with other engaged and aligned audiences. We can help this by placing partner logos on the CEH Day site with regular CEH Day partner social media shoutouts and amplification of CEH Day events, activities, initiatives, resources, fundraisers, etc. Most importantly, you're part of a broad, engaged, and diverse community of other like-minded partners working for positive change. And we'll include a partner directory in our event materials. And if there's interest, we'd like to facilitate activities throughout the year with those partners. But that can really be partner-led. And I'll share a link to our 2020 CEH Day partner directory so you can get an idea of who has been a partner in the past and what that kind of looks like. Next, partner responsibilities. So partners promote CEH Day and motivate their audiences to celebrate CEH Day with us. Celebrations, they're more fun when everyone gets involved. So we ask partners to please encourage their audiences over social media, email, however you typically connect. We do provide a CEH Day promotional toolkit, which has sample messaging, graphics, and even a suggested social media calendar that you can adjust to make sense for your organization. CEH Day partners also encourage CEH Day proclamations. So proclamations really increase the visibility of child health issues linked to modifiable environmental hazards and provide some year-round accountability for policymakers at both the state and the local level. Requesting a proclamation from your mayor or governor is fairly easy. We do have a proclamation toolkit that makes it extra easy and quick with language you can pull from, even a sample proclamation that you can send to them. If your organization would like to make the request, you can use that toolkit, but otherwise we ask that you please encourage your members, your chapters, your audience to otherwise request local and state proclamations using that toolkit. The third partner responsibility is participating in the annual Twitter chat. This year, the CEH chat is on Wednesday, October 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern and focuses on children's environmental justice. And we'll post questions and guidance and post times well in advance, so you'll have a little bit of a preview to that. I'll post a link to the RSVP in just a moment. So we also ask CEH Day partners to host or join CEH Day events and activities. There are nationwide events and activities on and leading up to October 14th from virtual educational panels with environmental justice leaders to releasing CEH related reports, some organized hikes, decision making, writing letter, writing letter parties to decision makers. There's so many ways to celebrate, and we've seen some really cool examples of fun events and really creative out of the box ideas. So you can host your own event, and we do have some event inspiration, some event guidance, and some things to help out with that. But we also include on the CEH Day site, which I will post a link to in the chat, a map of all events and activities around CEH Day. So that helps us to advertise events that our partners hold, but it also helps other people to find your event. So if you want to join one instead of hosting, we make it pretty easy too. We do ask that if you host a CEH Day event, you let us know so we can add it to that map, and I'll post a link to that as well in chat. And then the final thing that we ask of CEH Day partners is really helping to put a face to children's environmental health. It is such a large and diverse movement that we would really love to be able to showcase all the ways that people engage with environmental health throughout the year. So we are planning a short shareable video with partner messages, as well as a Faces of Children's Environmental Health photo collage. These can be as informal as you like. Even screenshots of a staff meeting over Zoom would be wonderful. So after this, if you are leaving this meeting feeling wonderful, you definitely want to be involved, which I would recommend. But you can then fill out the CEH Day Partner Form. I will drop a link to that in the chat as well. And that is it for me, but I am sure you all have questions. I will drop those links in the chat right now.
Hannah, you mentioned fundraising initiatives. We've, I think, historically stayed away from CEH Day because we really felt it was more for the national network. But are you seeing smaller groups and organizations use the day in that fashion? I'm just curious if that's something you actually encourage or were prefer. We kind of point to you all as the kind of national network.
Sure. Well, we definitely appreciate the support, and we have seen some smaller organizations working with fundraising, and Christy might have a better perspective on that for over the years of CEH Day. I don't know if you want to chime in.
Hi, yes. Yeah, I think, I totally understand, Carla, that concern. But Hannah is correct. We have been seeing some of the smaller organizations sort of leverage CEH Day to highlight the work that they're doing specific to children's environmental health, and therefore incorporate that into different grant writing elements and proposals.
Thanks.
Yeah, and we do want to encourage ownership of CEH Day. While we do help to facilitate it and is powered in large part by CEHN staff time, it is a day for everyone. So it's really meant to be a platform for anyone advocating for children's environmental health, and we want to help make that as easy as possible and valuable as possible for all the organizations that are engaging. Anyone else have any other questions or ideas, inspiration that's struck throughout this?
So you said that you want to put a face to it, and you're taking submissions of like photos or videos. I didn't quite.
Yes. So the form that I mentioned, and I will drop that in now, has a spot to add a screenshot or a photo still of some sort, as well as a place to either submit a very short video message or sign up for a time to record a message with us. We can also do that, set up like a 15-minute Zoom meeting to capture a very short message. I do have some examples of that from last year. We had a lot of our partners who submitted the partner messages, and we used those in CEH Day Lives. We had a full day live stream last year. This year, we'd like to put together a video that's a little bit more shareable for all of the partners instead of just being on our event. And the form that I just dropped in is the partner the partner follow-up form. So we're using that to collect contact information, organization website address, your logo, other helpful info that we can use to really showcase who's involved in CEH Day. But it also includes a section going over the partners' responsibilities and benefits that we just covered, including all the links I mentioned, and it affirms your commitment to partner responsibilities.
So I think for us, we have this New York State network, and there's 7 centers. So I'm just not sure if we're going to be like partnering as individual centers or as a whole network or both. So I think I want to talk with the other groups about that. But if you have any suggestions, let me know.
Sure. We do have some larger organizations with chapters that each of the chapters does join us individually. That is absolutely wonderful, but so is joining as a group, whatever makes sense for you, and whatever seems most feasible and wieldy and can provide the most value for getting involved. And if you want some fun examples of previous events or initiatives that have been launched as a part of CEH Day, Nebraska's governor issued a CEH Day proclamation in 2018 in Omaha, Nebraska. An EPA Superfund site hosted its first CEH Day event that year, which took place outside of after school outside the Omaha Children's Museum in partnership with the County Health Department Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program, City of Omaha Lead Information Offices, and the Omaha Healthy Kids Alliance. Free lead, body mass index, and medical home screenings were performed, as well as kids and their families were able to check their addresses for previous lead testing if they lived in the Superfund site, which is 11 zip codes in Omaha. And Omaha Healthy Kids Alliance also provided information about maintaining a healthy home, like safe, clean, contaminant-free, well-ventilated, pest-free, well-maintained, energy efficient. The event established Omaha's new tradition of honoring CEH Day each year, which is kind of a fun way to really drive some on-the-ground action and make lasting difference.
We also really appreciated the launching of the New York State Children's Environmental Health Centers
Yes.
on CEH Day a couple of years ago. That was really, really exciting. So
Absolutely.
thank you all for that. And exciting to hear about the NIEHS conference too. So, thinking about how we could find some synergy there would be great, in uplifting the latest on children's environmental health research, and how that can drive better child protective policies. That would be wonderful. So maybe we can
Absolutely.
put a little bit more our thinking caps on and think creatively in that sense. One thing I also wanted to just mention too, with regards to our city and state proclamations, is that we're really trying to make these meaningful and move beyond just this piece of paper, this proclamation, because often these elected officials don't really promote these things, and we really want them to be held accountable, right? We want to see some progress happening at the local level. And so if you decide you want to ask your chapters or your followers to request proclamations, it might also be good to have them think about key campaigns that affect children's health in those municipalities, that they really want to see some concrete progress on, and to follow up after a proclamation, to check in on any progress and to try to hold the officials accountable. That's something that we're really trying to do. We're trying to make sure that these proclamations are worthwhile, and leading to meaningful progress. So any thoughts on that, or any suggestions from all of you on how to improve that program would be most appreciated as well. And I know Priscilla on here, hello there, has been active in getting us some proclamations each year, which we really appreciate. And I know a lot of you as well, Black Millennials for Flint. I see Vanessa, hey. A lot of our friends here have been really dutiful in securing proclamations, and would love to hear any ideas on how to make that, you know, an even more effective program.
I'll try. I can't speak for would it work for everyone, but for me, it was just basically still being involved. It landed me a spot on their my city's health board, the county health board, as a SME slash advocate. They have, I don't know if I'm going to be sworn in as one, but they have a spot on the health board in my county, to talk about advocacy things. And it has to be a active, registered voter type person, um, within the county in order to be a member on the board. Like they thought that was important. So it came available. However, the mayor was like, listen, you feel like how I feel. And his main concern was about water and having water safety, not only for the residents of the county, but really specifically for the children, because where the old pipelines, I guess this city was around for a very long time. And it's been a long time since they had any type of construction on their water system, wastewater system. So he focused on that. So when I turned my stuff in, I knew he loved the proclamation. He was like, this is what I'm talking about. This is a part to where, safe drinking water. He said that's key. And, I had to do something about it. So he actually, again, don't know if I'm going to be the person itself, but I know I have been invited on the boards for the county several times. So I make sure that I attend those meetings. I'm attentive to where they are progress with fixing the water system, and I make sure that I take my time and actually go up to the city council meetings and kind of sit in and be the person that's a good scribe as to what's going on and ask my questions offline to who I need to ask it to. So that's what I've been doing pretty much with the proclamation that we have.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's excellent. Yeah, that type of follow through and that, you know, um, type of dedication is definitely what we're looking at, having these proclamations be part of a process for improvement. So thank you, Crystalia, for all that you do. And hopefully we can hear more stories like this. And yeah, welcome any other thoughts from anyone else as well. It doesn't have to be today, but if they come to you later, feel free to email Hannah or myself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christy and Cecilia. I will drop my contact information in the chat just in case anyone doesn't have it. But please, yes, reach out with any stories. We always love hearing them, especially when they can point us in directions to help facilitate long-term change as well. Does anyone else have any other questions about CEH Day?
Hannah, for the social media toolkit, I haven't looked at it, but I'm assuming the graphics, that the colors currently behind you, is that the branding for 2021, and that'll be available to groups as they're organizing?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I don't think I've added the color codes, but I definitely can, in case people want to make their own graphics.
That'd be great.
Too. Yeah, of course, I'd be happy to. I'm gonna make a note of that. Awesome. Anything else? Any other questions or thoughts, ideas, inspiration? Awesome. Well, if you've any come to you, please don't hesitate to reach out. Would love to hear from you. But if that is the case, then I will let everyone go a few minutes early. Thank you so much for joining us and for being interested in CEH Day and stopping by, especially with so many questions. This has been wonderful, and I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Go.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.